So Bill Cosby is going home a free man. He has his freedom back at the age of, 83. He doesn't have his reputation back. I noticed that pretty much all the Cosby routines have been stripped off of the various channels. And so, what is Cosby's legacy going to be? Well, I think it's going to be nothing more than adding a new word to the language to Cosby someone. You can kind of see a guy and a girl are out on a date. He's like, have another glass of wine. She's like, are you trying to Cosby me? So, interestingly, these notorious characters have an expanding influence on the lexicon of English words. Think about OJ, how he did the same thing. Some years ago in California, some guy was acting kind of out of control, and people said, "You're acting a little crazy." He goes, "Well, yeah, I'm acting crazy, but not OJ crazy." And I think we all kind of got the point. OJ takes crazy to the limit. Now, think of a word like tubining, kind of one of my favorite words coming out of Jeffrey Toobin, that apparently CNN has tried to rehabilitate him, but apparently, hopefully with some Zoom monitors for his future calls. And tubining, of course, is a reference to, well, it can be used somewhat metaphorically. I think of people who are doing nothing with their lives, sitting around. Think of a lot of media figures now that Trump is gone. No more excitement. They sit around, tubining all day, waiting for Trump to say something. Oh, well, if only he'd say something. I might get an article out of it. I might get a media hit out of it. CNN goes, we might get our 65th viewer for this particular show. And then who can forget swalwelling? This is something that I occasionally get zapped with by Debbie. And Dinesh, what do you have for dinner? You've been swalwelling. Oops. Guess that's a little too much information, but you gotta thank Swalwell for having made that contribution to the language. So when I survey these characters, Cosby, OJ, Toobin, Swalwell, I think that there's not going to be much of a footprint they're going to be leaving on history, most likely. They won't be remembered for much, but perhaps at least they will be remembered, at least for a while, for having each contributed to the language a single telling word.